Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the Mogopod Mark III, which is a monopod slash tripod. Not really a tripod, but it does have three large feet, so it can stand on its own better than most monopods, which only have little feet about yay big. But a big push will obviously make it fall. So I wouldn't leave this alone on its own in most situations, but it's very useful to have those larger feet. I do prefer those to the small feet. And they don't add much weight. They add a little bit, but not very much. So those feet are also usable on their own, so you can disconnect it right there and then use them on their own as a very low tripod if you really wanted to. But I mean, it wouldn't be the most stable tripod. It wouldn't be like a dedicated hi-hat, which is a really tiny tripod for video use. The idea here is that you pull this open like that, you twist, and then you're able to open this very easily. You lock it back down like that, and then you have monopod that's open very quickly rather than opening latches and then extending, locking them again. The Lollipod tripod light stand thing, which I use for loads of things because I love how quickly it opens. I just pull it and it's open and it's ready to use, or I adjust the height just by pushing it. So I really like the idea of not having to open and close latches or use loads of twist locks, which I also find a little bit annoying. So I like the idea, but the issue here is you have to lift the camera up above your head to make that adjustment and to open that. So either you're raising your camera up in the air, or you don't have your camera attached to it and then you attach it later. I don't know. I don't find it ideal to have to lift it up over my head or to come all the way down here in order to make that adjustment. And the same thing goes for when you actually want to adjust the height. On most monopods, you just go down here, open the lock, adjust the height a little bit, then lock it back up again, and you can look at your screen while you're doing that. Whereas with this, you have to do this. So you're looking up there. Am I the correct height? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, that looks about right. So I find it a little annoying that I have to do this when I want to adjust the height. The head on here is just sort of the basic Chinese super low budget head that a lot of other tripods use, similar to the Velbon or whatever. It's very smooth, it's plastic. Even though it's plastic, it's fairly strong. I've put a lot of weight on one of these heads, not on this monopod, but when this was on a tripod. So they are quite strong. They don't feel very strong, but just holding weight, they can. It is smooth. So there's not really much of a drag adjustment, but when you have the drag open, I guess you can try and adjust the drag from that. Not really ideal. And as you can hear, it's making some noise when I've done that. So not really any drag adjustment there, but just an okay head, nice and smooth, but works best for small cameras. Actually, it's a very good head for small cameras, especially because it's plastic, so it's very lightweight. With big cameras, you're going to come across a couple of issues. First of all, there's no counterbalance here, meaning a spring that fights gravity for you. So and there's no forward back adjustment. And even if there was forward back adjustment, as soon as you were slightly forward or slightly back, then it would start to tilt. Meaning even if you get a small camera that is center weighted, not like this, which is front heavy, when you're like this, it will slowly start to tilt back anyways, even if your camera is center weighted. So this will happen, which means you always have to lock it down when you're not holding it, or just allow your camera to drop all the way, and then when you want to shoot again, do this. I don't recommend doing that, but I guess that's one of the options. Now, the other issue you're going to come across is that, I guess for a lightweight camera, it might not be a big issue, but for big cameras, the camera, it's quite easy to make it twist on there. Small cameras will twist as well, but I find it less of an issue with a GoPro or an NEX camera compared to a larger camera, which, I don't know. Personally, I don't like that, obviously. No matter how tight you turn that, you can try and use pliers to lock it in place. Doesn't matter. It's going to move out of position very easily. There's just no grip on this surface right there. It's this sort of soft red rubber material. And I guess, I don't know why they're using that. Doesn't come off. Holds fairly well. Good head, good for lightweight cameras. With big cameras, big lenses, not ideal. Then the head is, of course, detachable from here, so you can change the head, but I don't know why you would. You can, if you want. As you can see, the weight of that lens has literally just made this twist off. Over here, there's just, with the whole mechanism of doing this to open and close, has left this a little wobbly, especially in that direction. So there's absolutely nothing stopping it from wobbling in that direction. If you have it all the way up like that, then it will also wobble in the other directions as well. So like that as well, completely wobbly. A little lower, it's only in the left, right. So up and down is a little less wobbly. It still has a tiny bit of wobble, but the big wobble is left and right. Now, does that mean that it won't stabilize your footage? No, but it will definitely stabilize it much less than, you know, a fixed tripod. It does still give you support. You can still hold it. If you're holding it, it's still gonna allow you to get smooth footage, but you need to hold it, you know, with both hands like this. Legs over here, nice and quick to open and close. Pretty decent quality mechanisms here, although they don't come out on their own, but you know, they're fairly easy to accidentally push open. So not a big issue, but be aware that they might open on their own at some points. And all these pieces are detachable, so we can detach this over here, and then instead of this, just use a little rubber ball, which is included in the kit. But in my opinion, the feet are better. And you do have this adjustment over here, which allows you to change how much this is movable. So the more you lock this down, the less this will be able to move. There's a fairly big issue here, which is that if you lock this too tight, even just with your fingers, it can completely lock up and then not want to turn anymore. And then, you know, I've already damaged this by like having to use a huge pair of pliers to open it. So it will, on my unit, get stuck, very, very stuck. So you have to not tighten it too much, just that much, and then leave it like that. This over here is detachable, so that you can, you know, you can use something else. I like the idea. Just, I think the company needs to handle those issues. Nice quality strap. Not amazing, but just fine. And that's mostly it. So that's my review of the Mogopod. Hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Alright guys, thanks for watching. Visit my channel for lots more awesome filmmaking and photography videos, like lighting techniques, DIY projects, behind the scenes tutorials, cameras, lenses, adapters, shoulder rigs, stabilizers, flashes, LEDs, microphones, bags, straps, studio backgrounds, tripods, float heads, sliders, multi-tools, and lots more cool stuff!